as you all know, or may know, I have a PC. Wow, is my voice this is my first time talking today. Last night was a night at Gin Ricky's. We have a bit of a problem with the Subaru. We should all look forward to hearing that phrase a little more often. I just checked, and it doesn't seem as though there's an adequate amount of oil in the engine. That's not good for all of you non-car folks. So here we are, digging into the old car parts. Luckily, I saved a whole bunch of oil for this Subi engine, and we're gonna pour some in until it shows up on the dipstick, because there was no oil on the dipstick. It's about a half quart, and all right, we just added about 3/4 of a quart. We're gonna see how far away 3/4 of a quart is from filling this oil capacity. The first of many Subaru problems, and I have missed them. Spoiler alert, 3/4 of a quart was not enough. Desperately hoping that that will be enough. Otherwise, I'm a bit frightened. But maybe the guy was just, honestly, maybe the guy just was running it way too low for what it should have been. All right, we're gonna let that oil settle for just a second, and then we are going to check the oil level. I had to put more oil in the car. Well, I don't know the total amount of oil going into that Subaru, but I'm glad I wasn't driving it hard because it didn't have enough oil in it. Brayden, why didn't you check the oil earlier? I checked the oil when I bought the car. It was at full operating range, likely because he had the car running and the oil was going everywhere. So let's see where we're at now. Everybody, life is good. We now have enough oil in this engine. So now we just need to check it vigorously all the time now. In an engine, lots of very fast moving metal parts. And as you can imagine, that would get one hot and there'd be a lot of friction. To battle the heat, there's coolant. So coolant flows throughout the engine. That's why you have a radiator. It cools down the coolant, cools down the engine. Now the oil is there to prevent friction and, well, just lubricate everything, right? So the oil sits at the bottom of the engine, and there's an oil pickup, takes it to the top of the engine, oil flows down, lubricating everything. Everything's happy. If you don't have enough oil in there, your engine's gonna be running a little more loudly than it should. Not enough lubrication, more friction, more noise. That's what was happening with my car, and I just didn't think of that yet. I was looking for the noise elsewhere, but it was internal engine noise going on, and that's not good for the engine. So now it has enough oil in it, and it should be good. Before, upon startup, it would rattle a little bit because as the oil heats up, it expands a little bit and it gets distributed, just not as good as it should when the oil capacity is full. Now the oil capacity is full. That is your, it's your today's lesson with Brayden and cars, because you really wanted to know that, didn't you? It cannot get more simpler than this. But this, I just caught the camera. Did you see that? We need to put on maybe one, maybe two zip ties and cut off the tails. Oh yeah, this will be easy. I hope. It looks like this is supposed to be plugged in somewhere, but this is my first time looking down here as well. So I'm just gonna look everything over. Everything does look structurally good. We just need to tuck away this wire. Well, I do think that's where it goes, but this is staying the wire without a zip tie. Bad news is we found a transmission leak. As you can see, it's a little, well, not clean. So, in other news, that is sort of the wrap for today. We fixed another problem on the Subaru. I will see you in the next one. I am going grocery shopping. Have a good one, everybody.
Sweaty pit stains. I don't know what else to say.
Isn't she lovely?